Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Do a Thing. Today we'll be doing a thing with fruit. That's right, I've been looking forward to this day for pretty much all year round. I love when tomatoes finally come into season and we get these big, beautiful heirloom tomatoes to play with. So these suckers have just come in from the farmer's market, and today we're going to use them for a BLT. So we're going to get our bacon cooking and we'll be right back. I hate when I do that. Let's get bacon cooking. Okay, so we've got here a half a pound. I lied. We got some bacon. This is some thick cut bacon from the butcher. I don't always go for the most expensive bacon or anything like that, but on a BLT, I tend to splurge a little bit and go for a nicer cut of bacon. So if you don't know, this is how I like to cook bacon, especially if I'm cooking for a lot of people. I like to bake this at about 375. We'll put it in the oven cold and then set the oven to 375, turn it on. And as it slowly raises the temperature in the oven, all this fat and this beautiful bacon will render out, and it'll be a nice, crispy, beautiful, crunchy, delicious thing. If you haven't tried this already. So all we're gonna do is get these on a sheet tray, really simple. And I don't know about everyone else, the thousands of people that are here, my audience, of course. I personally think that a BLT is a tomato sandwich. I want it to be more tomato forward, but, and I know that's gonna be a contentious problem. You can fight about it in the comments, but I still think I'm right. Tomatoes are the most important thing in a BLT, and I really appreciate a good tomato. So, while we cook this bacon, we'll get our tomatoes out. Oh my God. No, these things are very, very good. If you don't have these in your area, that's fine. You can go ahead and stick with any other type, like a beefsteak tomato, things like that. Just get the ripest you can. This is the time of year to showcase these. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up, and if you don't know, cutting a tomato is a little tricky. It can be a little slippery. If you are new to it, I would suggest using a serrated knife. Don't push down real hard. You smash the tomato, but we can have plenty of time to just saw back and forth and make these beautiful slices of tomato. I mean, come on. Look at how beautiful that is. And I also like a little under a quarter of an inch in that area for a BLT, just because I think that this is a nice, good portion size on a BLT. But we're gonna go ahead and pat these off. I'm gonna set them right here because they are juicy. And we want some of that. But again, we don't want a soggy mess on our sandwich. Now I've got, this is a pet peeve of mine. Always, always, always season your tomatoes. If it's going on a sandwich or a burger, season your tomatoes. I've got some pink Himalayan truffle salt that I'm going to use, and black pepper. If you don't like black pepper, you don't have to add it. It adds very little to this dish, I will say, but it does help the tomato quite a bit in the sense of it's a complementary flavor. These tomatoes are going to be very, very sweet. The salty and the pepper bite just kind of round everything out. All right, so we just pulled our bacon out. Obviously, cook your bacon how you want it cooked. I like mine nice and crispy. I do not like limp bacon. Grosses me out. Don't like it. Ideally, if you have a rack that fits inside this sheet tray to lift it up off and keep it out of the bacon grease, use that. I don't. Put it on a paper towel lined sheet right here, whatever you got. And this is like a culinary tradition for YouTubers. If you pick things up that just came out of the oven with your hands, it shows how good of a chef you are. So, as you can see, I'm not even flinching. Okay, so here's the bread that I like to use for a BLT. This is something I make myself. It is an artisan loaf. It's a no-knead. It's really good. It borders on sourdough. It's really tasty. If you guys want to see how to make this, comment below. Let me know what you want to see, and I will make it if you want me to. Definitely get a bread knife. This is serious stuff. I don't care. I mean, you can use whatever bread you like. I like something with a little bit more flavor. And this is just out of the oven for maybe 2 hours now, and it is delicious. Look at this. Look at that. Wait, look at it. Okay. Look at Look at all that flour that's not cooked. That's how you know it's good. When it's on the top. I mean, look how pretty this is. Ooh. Okay, for real though, we need to keep working. This BLT ain't gonna make itself. This bread tends to have a thicker bottom, but look at that. You can see through that sucker. Oh, that's good. It smells like heaven in here, by the way. We've got bacon that's been cooking. We've got fresh baked bread. We've got tomatoes that are perfectly seasoned and ripe and in season. It's a good day to be in this kitchen. Or your kitchen. You should make this yourself. Okay, we've got our bread cut. We've got our tomatoes prepped. Our bacon's ready. We're going to go ahead and toast this bread, and then we'll come back and assemble everything. Okay, everyone. We've got our setup here. We've got our bacon. We've got our toasted bread. We've got some homemade mayo here that we made ourselves. If you'd like to see that video, the link's in the description. You can check out our TikTok. We've got our salted tomatoes. We've got some nice spring greens here. Okay, and then we have these microgreens here, and these are arugula microgreens from a little place we have local, but I do want to give them a shout out. We are not sponsored by them, but they are very kind to us at the farmer's market, and it's little bits of green. You can look them up online. If you're local to us, you'll find them. Okay, now we have everything we need to assemble. Now this is the important part, stackability. Who hates when you bite a sandwich and everything goes out the side? It's the worst, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our toasted bread here. And notice I'm going to put the toasted side inside. We're going to actually mayo this side. That way you don't cut your roof of the mouth with all this like jagged toast, but it also keeps it crisp when we cover it in mayo. This is a tip actually that I did not create, but it's a good tip. So we're going to go ahead and put on some of this homemade mayo. You can use as little or as much as you want. I made quite a bit. And I really hate a dry sandwich. Not that I think we're going to have that problem. Listen to that sound. That's a crunchy boy. Alright, go with some tomatoes. I'll actually put the seasoned side down. That way we can season the other side. You don't have to do that if you think that's plenty of seasoning for you. But I'm a glutton for punishment. We're going to go with bacon. Try to match it up as best as possible here. That's good. We're going to put on our microgreens. You don't need much of these. Like I said, these surprisingly pack a lot of flavor. And if you can't find microgreens, you don't want to bother with it, you can also use just arugula. But I love the ability to have that much flavor in such a small package. That's nice. Now for our spring lettuce mix, I like a good balance of green and red. If you can find it. Obviously, if you can't, use iceberg. Okay. And then we'll just take this, hold your bacon in place, top it. Let's go ahead and cut this thing. A beautiful cross section. Look at them layers. Alright everybody, that's BLTs. I would like to say thank you so much for watching our show, supporting this channel. It really does mean a lot to me. This BLT is phenomenal. Again, if you don't have this type of bread, just use what you've got. You don't have to buy the fancy bacon. You don't have to have the microgreens. This is just the way that I like it. You can make it however you like, but I do encourage you to, while you can, get really fresh tomatoes. Seek those out from your local farmers markets, wherever you can get them. While they're in season, I highly suggest you try this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. To all my subscribers, I would like to say thank you. You are the best people. Without you, we could not do this show. If you haven't subscribed yet, come on, look at this. Subscribe. You'll love it, I promise. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to us. So until next time, go do a thing.